Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. Pikkujoulu, or Little Christmas, is one time of the year when Finns really let it go. And there's a lot of parties around, Christmas parties, pre-Christmas parties, where people may dress up wearing an elf's hat, or they might even give out presents already for Christmas. Usually the Christmas party pre-season starts around Independence Day, which is December 6th. Here's what a board could look like for a Finnish pre-Christmas party. First of all, here's some rye chips with some smoked salmon dip. And here's some small Karelian pies, which in Finland are known as cocktail pies because sometimes they're served at parties and gatherings, things like that. And then there's a relatively new invention, which is having some gingerbread cookie with a piece of blue cheese. So pikkujoulu season is of course when the glöggi season really starts to be in full swing. So here's a hot glöggi with some raisins on the bottom. So first of all, to make the smoked salmon pate, I have here some hot smoked salmon. I'm going to use 2 parts of salmon and then 1 part of sour cream. I have here some, this is called grandmother's sour cream or smetana. You could definitely use regular sour cream too. This one's just a little bit heavier. It has a little bit higher butterfat content than your regular sour cream. So here I had just about 200 grams of smoked salmon. So since we're doing 2 parts of salmon, 1 part sour cream, I'm going to measure 100 grams of sour cream on top. There we go. Now we'll add some black pepper and juice of half a lemon. And now we'll take our stick blender and just blend this. And there we go. Our smoked salmon pate is now ready. I have here some small rye crisps like this that I bought online. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit on top of each one. So I have here equal amounts of arborio rice or short grain rice and water. So I have about 2 deciliters of both. I'm just going to pour the water in here first and then the rice. So now we're just going to cook this until all the water evaporates. So now the water has been pretty much absorbed. I have here 1 liter of milk, which I'm gonna pour in. Just make sure this is not going to boil over and cook it slowly, simmer it for about 40 minutes. And now the dough. I have here 2 deciliters of water, 2 deciliters of flour, all-purpose flour, and 3 deciliters of rye flour. Also a teaspoon of salt. Just gonna mix this all together. We're gonna mix this very minimally, just enough to bring it together really. This does not need to be kneaded like regular dough. And then I just have a tablespoon of neutral cooking oil. Now I'm just going to wrap this in plastic wrap until I'm ready to actually make my Karelian pastries. There we go. So this way it will not dry up while I'm waiting for the filling. So now there's about 5 minutes of cook time left. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna season this with a teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of butter. Salted butter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cover it for the rest of the time. To make the crust, we're gonna take the dough. Just gonna use some rye flour to prevent it from sticking. And I'm going to divide this in 2. And each of these parts I will then split up into 10 parts, so 20 pieces total. There we go. Each of these pieces I'm going to roll into a ball. Roll this piece into a log. Split it into 2. And then each one of these 5 pieces. So now I'm just going to flatten out each one of these just with my hands. I'm just going to cover these in plastic so they don't dry out while I'm working on them. Now I'm going to just make this into a disc. Try to make it as thin as possible. Now we're going to take the filling we made and we are going to just spread it towards the edges. This is the tricky part. So what we're going to do is we are just going to fold the sides in like so. And then with your thumb and your forefinger, just go like that. And then the last piece is like that. There we go. Fold it over like so. And then you just go with your thumb and your forefinger like so. There we go. And this one we will transfer over here. Once I have all these done, these are going to go in 530-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Straight out of the oven, brush these with some butter and water mixture. I have here half a cup of water mixed with 2 tablespoons of butter, just melted. Really get that in there, in between the crevices. And now we'll put these in this bowl. Like so. Now I'm going to cover these with some parchment and then just a kitchen towel. So this is going to let them soften up a little bit. So here we go. Here's an example of a Finnish pre-Christmas party board. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.